Time now for Dollars and Cents. Back to school spending season is here. From grade school to grad school, your checklist of supplies can include a lot of pricey tech. Previously owned tech is one way to save money this school year, but there are some things to watch out for so your good deal doesn't turn sour.
So the number one thing we want people to know is you don't need to go out and buy a new $1,200 tablet or MacBook in order to get your kid back to middle, high school, even college.
Pre-owned electronics can be great for your back-to-school budget, but there's some lingo you need to know before you start Googling. There's a big difference between refurbished and used. These earbuds and watch are refurbished, bought on backmarket.com, a website that specializes in refurbished electronics. Generally, refurbished means an item was used, but then cleaned up, repaired, and renewed by the store or maker. On the other hand, used generally means sold as is and is not renewed. The savings could really add up. One major example of a refurbished product is Apple's MacBook Air. It retails brand new from Apple for $999, but you can buy refurbished from Apple for $849.
To not disregard those predecessors, because the updates are just very incremental, whether that's performance or battery life.
And look at the reviews.
Sometimes those previous models have some issues and then they're fixed in the next gen version.
Another option, refurbishing your own old tech.
You can come in, take your older laptops that you have laying around the house that you might not be using because they've been slowed down over time, and have us refresh those, get those back up to speeds.
If you're like me, you've probably thought as soon as an electronic stops working, it's done. But Charles Bergman with You Break I Fix in Elk Grove says there's hope.
The number one thing that I see a lot of the time is tablets when they come in. They think that their charger port is broken, but in reality, they just need to get a cleaning done. The amount of nastiness that gets pulled out of the charging ports on tablets, cell phone devices, even desktop and laptop computers is phenomenal.
Whether you choose to buy refurbished or used electronics, here are some top things you need to keep in mind. They may not have the original box.
And I would double check that you're getting the proper accessories in the box, like the charger, which you can typically see is listed on the web page.
Don't forget to double check that warranty.
I'd say, 30 days to 90 days is ideal, but for students, I would really search for that 1-year warranty to cover the entire school year.
Find out if you can return the product.
You want to feel good about buying it. You don't want to feel like it's a risk.
And just a heads up, the You Break iFix store in Elk Grove is also doing a back-to-school backpack drive. They have 100 backpacks full of school supplies and tech swag they'll be giving away in Elk Grove Saturday. To reserve a free backpack, all you have to do is email them, and then you'll get on their list, and then you can pick up your backpack. We'll have their email and other details for the backpack drive on our website, abc10.com.
So my question.
Yeah.
Even if you can afford it, is it worth getting the latest, greatest laptop or tablet or things of that nature?
You're not alone in wondering that. A lot of parents and teachers out there are wondering that too. And as far as elementary or middle school kids go, a more simple device is probably good enough for them to get their homework done, like a Chromebook or an e-ink tablet. New or refurbished, doesn't matter. They say that they let the kids search the web or type of reports, but don't have distractions like apps or texting. And be sure to double check with your school to see if there are any requirements that you may not be aware of. Like they might say, we require all students to use Windows, that sort of thing. Also, generally speaking, even some simple laptops are pretty powerful nowadays, so don't feel pressured to spend $2,000 when all your kid is going to be doing is typical Microsoft Office type of work.
That's why we call it Dollars and Cents. Thank you, Laura.